what kind of a Gambia do we want to pass on to the next generation of Gambians? Have we done better or worse off than our foreparents? Well, therefore, if that's the case, 18th February should not be a day where Gambians should be saying happy independence anniversary to each other. It should be a time we should ask ourselves and reflect. Where are we heading as a nation? Do we have core ideals that bring us together as a people? Do we really know who we are, from whence we came, and where we want to go? These are the burning questions that honest Gambians need to ask themselves. Not a day for us to celebrate, not a day for us to be wishing each other well, because all is not well. Maternal mortality is very high in the Gambia. Education system is so poor. The fail rates are so high. Unemployment, it's so high. Infrastructure, it's so poor. Electricity is appalling. What is there to celebrate? And I think that's why I'm saying we need a somber reflection. Are we a people at peace with itself? What do I mean by that? Gambia happens to have a diverse community, people of various ethnicities. Are we at peace with ourselves? These are the type of questions we Gambians need to ask ourselves. It is foolhardy to say happy independence anniversary, because there's nothing to be happy about. Frederick Douglass once said, "What is 4th of July to a slave?" Well, we are not slaves as it relates to our nationality, Gambians. But honestly, sometimes I have heard older people say, when are the British coming back to colonize us? And a nosy young Nyanjai retorted and asked, why do you want the British to come back and colonize us when you are free? Well, this old person said back to me, life under the British was better. And I asked why. He said, we were able to go to school up to standard 4, and we were able to write letters that were first class. We were able to access healthcare, and healthcare at its best. We were able to live in environments that were clean, controlled, and made sure that garbage and everything wasn't dumped around. Well, we are independent today. Do we have that? The answer is no. We are independent today. Are we better off with the British or without the British? It's a shame that we will even compare the Gambia of the colonialist and the Gambia managed by Gambians for Gambia. It is sad that we should even make a comparison to ask ourselves, was life better off during colonial days than now? It is painful. It is a disgrace. It's a shame that we, the people of Gambia, are asking ourselves, are we better off with ourselves, or were we better off when someone else controlled us? It's a tough question to ask. And it's a shameful question to answer. Am I better off with myself, or was I better off when I was controlled by someone? It's a shame. I even want to delve into it, but my pride is not allowing me to compare the Gambia of the colonial who cared less about me than the Gambia of the Gambian, which is controlled by a Gambian like me. This is not about Adama Barrow. It's not about Yahya Jammeh. It's not about Dawda Jawara. It's about us, we the people. In life, every people get the government they deserve, and every people are a reflection of the government they have. Gambia is awful because we are an awful bunch. Gambia is stagnated because we don't want progress. Gambia is left behind relative to its immediate neighbor Senegal because they have high aspirations for their country relative to us. So, shouldn't we start using 18th February to look at each other and ask ourselves the honest question, are we ready to be a nation? You know, I think it's high time we Gambians open the discourse. And the discourse is regional integration. And when I say regional integration, I'll start immediately with Senegal. Is it in our best interest as a people to just merge with Senegal? Well, I am a nationalist. I am a patriot. But equally, I'm a pragmatist. And what I'm seeing right now, it's not about if you can't beat them, join them. But it's time Gambia asks itself. You know, Berkeley Rice said Gambia, the birth of an improbable nation. But when he said that, he was thinking more about resources. Can Gambia be a country on its own? Well, we have proved to the world we can be a country on our own because we have the human resources and we are able to make sure that we create services, whatever we lack in resources that other countries are endowed, being gold, diamond, and others, we have in human resources. And we can be a viable country. But the reason why Gambia is not a viable country as is, collectively, we are not ready to move. Therefore, are we better off just being part of Senegal and call it a day? For me, these are the bitter, hard questions we need to start asking ourselves. The pace at which this country is going, it's going for doom. The pace at which this is not the government. I may be very critical to the government, but the problem of independence, the problem of self-reliance is not a problem of the government, it's the problem of the Gambian. I'll start with traffic. Yes, it's the duty of the police to enforce traffic laws and ordinances. But we have seen how disorderly we are. We have seen how chaotic we are. That's just one thing, traffic. We now go to sanitation. We see how filthy our towns and cities are. Yes, it's the municipality who needs to pick up garbage. But look at our immediate surroundings. Do we have to wait for the municipality to come and clean just outside of our premises? Once again, the attitude of the people. The psyche of the Gambian is sick, and it will continue to be sick so long as the Gambian doesn't have a broader perspective of nation building, so long as the Gambian don't have the understanding that it has to be communal before self. It has to be the collective before me. These are the fundamental problems that are plaguing the Gambian and will continue to plague the Gambian because we are inward looking rather than outward. The self-centered nature of the Gambian has really deterred our progress as a people and as a country. Back to my question. Today, our internet comes from Senegal. Bulk of our electricity comes from Senegal. The food we eat comes from Senegal. Our security comes from Senegal. Best part of our entertainment comes from Senegal. The TV stations we watch are Senegalese. What is left of our sovereignty? Not much, if there's any. So therefore, isn't it time we sit down and ask ourselves, are we better off as a people to merge the two countries together for the interest of Gambia